Premier Equestrian is the leading provider of arena footing products in North America, featuring a full line of footing products to fit any budget. From home arenas to prestigious events, like Major League show jumping, Premier Equestrian is the company to rely on. Horse owners, trainers, and facility managers know the importance of good footing. It supports the safety and conditioning of their equine athletes. Premier Equestrian understands this too. Call us at 800-611-6109 or look us up at premierequestrian.com.
109 years of human life and two hands screaming, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, now. Retinas racing out of their sockets, scouting for the millimetre of tarmac between euphoria and the grass. 120 decibels booming in your bone marrow. Take a deep breath in.
Major League show jumping team competition, and it is leg 9. What does that mean? Well, there are 10 legs in all. So this week, penultimate stage, one more to come, which is the final. And there's some big players, as we know, throughout the season in contention. But the Trailblazers have certainly been doing that this season.
Yes, the Trailblazers are the only teams who have always finished in the top 4, and they have 3 wins under their belts as well. They're followed up by the Roadrunners in the season standings, and then, of course, last year's season champions, Team Helios. They're in 3rd place. There's been a big jump, though, for Team KPF. They've had a real turnaround of fortune in recent weeks, and they're sitting in 4th.
They certainly are, and they've got the prime draw going into this team competition as well. Trailblazers, though, are a long way ahead of the rest of the field. It's double points on the final. There's a slim possibility Trailblazers could get the championship done this week.
Yes, and they've been really consistent, and as we were saying, 3 wins already. They could win it this week, but it's also still a little bit open for those teams in 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
I think quite a few of the other teams are going to have something to say about that yet. I think we're taking it right down to the wire. Getting ready for the next stage, so close to the final stage of the team competition for Major League Show Jumping 2023.
Well, welcome to leg 9 of Major League show jumping. Tonight we'll be bringing you the penultimate team competition before the final here in California. One of the teams that has been most successful this season has been the Trailblazers, and Connor Swale is the man who's been the most consistent out of any rider on any team. We're going to catch up with him in just a moment's time, but let's take a look at how the Trailblazers got on in Monterey. Well, Connor, thank you so much for joining us today. We just wanted to get you here to talk about the Trailblazers and what an incredible season you've had already. First thing I want to ask you is, How important is this series to you riders on the Trailblazers?
Honestly, I mean, I really enjoy doing it. There is that competitiveness that, you know, all riders, we're so competitive and we always want to win. And so being part of this team, yeah, that means a lot to me, actually. You know, like we have a great team, but at the same time, what's on paper has to translate to results, you know, and thankfully we've done that quite well this year.
Talk to me about how the team was put together, because at the start of the season, and of course now as well, you know, a lot of people looked at the team and went, wow, that's an amazing lineup of riders.
I mean, you'd have to put it down to Cara. You know, she really looked hard to try and find all the best riders. You know, she had Lily and Dara last year, and yeah, she obviously had a few great additions with Daniel, myself and Niall, and obviously then we had Gregory for last week as well, or our last Monterey. So for sure she did her homework very well and went and tried to get the best rider she could. And you know, I'm thankfully for her too that she's, you know, we're in the lead. We're in a very strong position. We've had a great season so far, and hopefully we can finish it off now in the next 2 weeks.
So you are leading the season, as you say, and you're 39 points clear. Does that add pressure? Does it make you feel comfortable?
Again, honestly, I don't really think about it. I think this is a new event. You know, there's myself, Lily and Dara showing this week, so there's 3 strong horses and riders available, and it's just about getting on and doing your job correctly, and hopefully again we can get a good result this week and put it to bed, as I would say. Hopefully we won't have to worry about next week, you know, and then listen, if we do, we do, but hopefully we'll get it done this week.
Let's talk about your performance as a rider for this team, because you are the most successful, most consistent rider of the series. Talk to me about the horses that you've chosen and how you've maintained that consistency. I
mean, I've been very lucky. I've used Castorano quite a bit. You know, he's a wonderful horse. He's a clear round machine. So he has done quite a few. So honestly, not that it doesn't count, but it makes it a lot easier for me. And yeah, I've used Vinny Vital Chance once, and he was double clear in Ottawa, jumped great. And I decided to use Gamble because he jumped really well in Monterey last year, and he was absolutely fabulous. So I'm lucky enough I have a good variety of horses that are very capable of giving me great results, you know. And then, you know, this week I'm using Theo, and yeah, like again, he's a great little man, and hopefully he'll produce a couple of good rounds for me today. So final, very quick question: 2 wins, 2 back-to-back wins for legs 9 and 10? It's very possible. Why not? Very, very possible. That's what we're starting with anyway. Well, best of luck. Thanks so much, Conor. Thank you. Thanks, Hannah. Well, great to hear there from Conor Swale, of course, one of the stars of that leading team, the Trailblazers. But hot on their heels are the home team here at the Desert International Horse Park, the Roadrunners. We caught up with one of their stalwarts and world number 6, McLean Ward.
I think the Roadrunners has a nice dynamic. Some of us have been together for a few seasons. Others are new, but up and coming, like Kathleen. And now we have a great addition to Jimmy Toronto. With Mr. Coyle off in Geneva this week. So you know, I think the team is coming together very nicely. Everybody's very competitive. We've had great results the second half of the season. You know, the first half of the season, I wasn't scheduled to do too many events, nor was a couple of the other teammates. And then we had some injuries. Unfortunately, I suffered a collarbone and missed 2 events because of that. And Amanda also suffered an injury, which took her out. So, you know, it's like all sports teams, you know, these things come up and we fought through it and rebounded and are right in the thick of things here at the end of the season. The 2 horses I've brought west with me is Contagious, my Olympic and Pan Am medalist partner. He's been a great part of my string for the last 6-7 years. He's incredibly careful and puts great effort forth. And we have a new up-and-coming horse in First Lady, owned by Robin Parsky. She'll be doing the team competition this first week out here in Thermal, and she's been delivering great results. This week, obviously myself, Adrian Sternlick, who has been a student of mine for a number of years, went to the World Championships in Tryon with me, as well as Amanda Derbyshire, Kathleen Driscoll. and Jimmy Toronto. So I think it's a pretty strong group that we have to choose from, and we'll put our best front forward and try to be in the fight at the end of the week. Well, I think we've looked at it two different ways. We've looked at it one way to save our fastest to the final jump off. Kathleen would be on paper our fastest horse rider combination, and she's young enough not to have any fear if need be. The other way we've approached is to make sure we're in the final jump off and send our strongest ones in the second round. We're going to talk about this later this week and come up with a game plan and come forward with one of those two plans.
Well, with just 2 legs left to go this season, all of the teams will be vying for a top spot to get those points in tonight's competition. The Roadrunners, of course, the home team, very much ones to look out for. They'll be going 5th in tonight's order. Not long now until the first teams will be heading into the ring in this final showdown as we race towards the team final. This is Major League.
Well, part of the competition of the week, of course, is the team competition. But the key part of it as well is making sure you get a good draw. Why is that important? Well, think of other sports. Take Formula One, for example. If you're on the front of the grid, you've got that advantage of being ahead of the rest. In our sport, it's about going last. Now, how do you do that in Major League Jumping? Well, we make it a little bit harder. We don't just do a random draw. We set the riders a task. And each of the different legs has seen a different sport, a different competition, a mind game, an activity, something they have to do that then puts one team at the top, one team at the bottom. The team going first, well, that's a hard one for them because they've got to set the standard. The team going last knows exactly what they've got to beat. So the draw is crucial. What do we do for them here at the Desert Horse Park this year? We sent them off with their golf clubs, and out in the night lights at Indio, they were competing to get as many points as they could to see which team would go last. Have a look at this.
Well, good evening and a very warm welcome to California, to the Desert International Horse Park. We just saw how the order of go was set to that golf challenge that the riders had to tackle the other night to make sure that they are in the best possible position. That goes to Team KPF this week, and Team KPF have had quite the turnaround of fortune in recent weeks. They now sit in 4th place in the overall season standings, and they're in pole position, the prime spot in tonight's competition. The Crusaders not so lucky in the world of golf, and they'll be kicking things off for us, the first team into the ring. Team Eye Candy will be next to go. They have dropped down the standings as well and sit in 6th place at the moment. I'm going to take a look around the course for this competition. Stephen Wild is going to take us through that.
Thank you very much, Devin. Yes, that's the order of go, and that's how it came out, of course, with the team going last. Be the ones that got the most points in the golf earlier on this week as well. Now, that's that sport out of the way. Now is the time to go on to jumping and taking a look at the course of what Alan Wade has set this week. Alan heads over from Ireland. He built the World Cup finals this year. He's built the World Championships before now as well, and he's a top-class course designer. Let's take a look at the course. It starts over the red and white triple bar in front of the jury box for those on site. Coming up to 2, long run up here, got plenty of room there to get to the butterfly rails, and then the turn back at 3
to the Oakland Stables Vertical. Now, the key in this first round, which we'll explain to you, is it is not just about getting there home with a 0 score. The time can come into play here as well. 4A and B is the palm trees coming across the centre of the arena. 1 stride in there, 6 strides up to fence 5, the Cabana Coast. Then a swift turn round, the Aston Martin. They need the full gears and the speed here. Back to the Aston Martin gate at fence 6 over that with a little skinny, and then 5 strides up to 7A and B, the Major League double from there. Across the arena, tight turn back again if they wish, if they can. Back to the Brown Advisory fence 8 at a 1.50 m spread. And from there, turning onto the right hand to 9 to the Desert Horse Park rails, 1.55 m. Then they take another chance with the turn. How much do they dare turn off here to the Bacolta Equine Law Vertical here at this point at fence 10? 7 strides down to 11A and B, and then finally coming up to the last, which is going to be the Premier Equestrian fence, and how much they dare shave off down to that final fence as our 3 riders go into round 1. That's the course set by Alan Wade, our course designer. Our other officials are in position, Davin.
Round 1 of the Major League Show Jumping team competition sees 8 teams come forward with 3 riders per team. 4 will go through to round 2.
Certainly will, and they have to stay above what is known as the cut line, and that is their combined scores of all 3 riders in round 1 and their times put together as well. So you could have the team in 4th and 5th place, both on 4 faults, but the faster team with their combined times would go through. So it's crucial in this first round, you do not hang around. But in round 1, it's slightly different because it's faults and time.
Yes, faults and time, and with 3 riders competing per team, there is no drop score, so all 3 scores count. They need to keep the fences up and they need to be as fast as possible.
Key is top 4, then they go in reverse order for round 2. So it's 4 in, 4 out. It's as simple as that. At the end of round 1, 4 are going on to progress for big money, titles and all the accolades that go through, and 4 others are sitting on the sidelines.
I ask you to please rise for the play of our national anthem. So 8 teams, I see them wound up here in the booth with myself. Those 8 teams, you kind of want to keep above that cut like you do.
Yes, that's the key point here. You've got to be in that top four from this first round. Slightly different in the first round because it's falls some time later on when it's going to go to the table C, the speed. But let's not worry about that right now. Falls and time of all three scores added together. Now, what those scores will be, we don't know. It also doesn't matter as long as you are in the top four. In the second round, you go back to zero. But the key will be, as we get further and further into this, is not only will be the team in the refined position as we go in reverse order, the team in fourth place is there that are hanging on exactly as we come that line. We'll see that on the scoreboard there. You want to get above that, otherwise you're done for the match.
And obviously these teams do not want to be done for the night. Major League show jumping. We have this competition going on next week as well. We're doing Major League show jumping as well.
Absolutely, that's going to be the final next week as well. And we talked about that in response as well, talking about Trailblazers being the team that leads the championship at the moment in these final two stages. As we know, crucial. Great to be back in the lights here at the Decibels Park, and it is first those teams making their way through. We go reverse order, so Team KPF, that's Ken Farrington's team, got a fine draw. They were the best hitters in goal ball earlier on this week. They hit the target, and they hit the target once again. We will see.
Well, so once again, those 8 teams, the Crusaders going first, Eye Candy, Helios, Spy Coast Flies, Roadrunners, Trailblazers, Lights and Team Measure 7. The company position as Team KPF.
Our first rider is here on course. Callie Schott with Garant for the USA. Garant is the horse with whom Callie has won a 5-star Grand Prix, and of course this horse is a former winner of the American Gold Cup with BZ Madden. Every score will count. Do keep an eye on that graphic on the right hand side of your screen. Keeping an eye on which teams make it above the cut line. You'll see those icons moving up and down as we get the scores in. The Crusaders will be keen to get a good result here, sitting in 7th place in the overall season standings. And as I say, their best results so far on the season.
What a way to start for the Crusaders. Good round for Callie Schott at around the time 75.04 seconds. Nice to move it.
Absolutely, nice to get the time alive. Does it with ease, and so Callie Schott on the Crusaders to a fine start. And so with the experience and so Nicholas Pissarro gets the rider just back from the Pan Am Games where he helped secure his team. It's also qualification for the Olympics. He was in the Olympics before now as well. Shako SMES, and of course, hopefully it flies here tonight and to follow up and clear of their first out because Pissarro is safe to go for the Crusaders.
Jumped a double clear there with Chaco S. Airman. Last year he joined the team, the Crusaders, once again in the second half of the season. Remember, we have that mid-season transfer window at the halfway point, and Nicolas Pizarro joined the Crusaders for the second half of both years. Just clips the front rail coming into the Major League double there on the Oxer at the A element. Really unfortunately had a good pace up. And the Desert Horse Park fence also is a problem for Nicolas. Comes down on the back rail there. He's definitely got an eye on the time here. Safely over the last, and once again the time is fine. It's 76.17 seconds. I should think we'll see a few riders go quicker than that in this competition, but it's 2 fences down for Nicolas Pizarro. A score of 8 now across the 2 riders for the Crusaders. And it could be costly. You can see the disappointment on his face there as the back rail comes down, the frustration. Doing everything he can to keep these fences up, but this is a very tough course. Lots of rollbacks, lots of twists and turns. So far for the Crusaders, and their final rider is Charlotte Jacobs. She's a new rider to the Major League team competitions this year.
That's our first round for the Crusaders House County shot. Clear round, then Nicolas Pizarro with 8 balls. Charlotte Jacobs. Third and last round for the first team, Crusaders.
They're in Toronto as well, and Angelstone tournament. She was the only clear of the team with that leg. Finished 5th. She was able to clear on our second visit to Paris September this course as well. So she's jumped clear every single time on this particular ride. Fences could be costly. Now the other teams before Charlotte's got a foot to the floor here. No time wasted at all. Heading to stables upright. Just steadied a little there. Good forward riding. Cabana Coast. Whips round to the Aston Martin. Look at this pace! What a great partnership this is, and fantastic to see them in action here. She's just been fantastic for the team. A tricky round in Ottawa with another ride, though. Cool Sean, a very reliable partner for Charlotte. Comes now down to this final double, swiftly through there. Look at the time, she's great on the clock. Oh, fantastically done. Charlotte Jacobs pulls it out.
Clear round for Charlotte Jacobs and Pula Del Sol. So late on clear. But you want an overall time 219.33. Can you explain that overall time?
Okay, so the overall time is all 3 times added together on the team. So Kelly Charlotte's around about 75, Nick Pizarro 76. Charlotte Jacobs ran very quickly indeed, held their time, and so certainly improved the rest of the total to 2:19.33. Setting the average of this team around about 73 seconds, 8 bullets. All the Crusaders on to our second team.
And Team Eye Candy, this is the second team to go here tonight, Major League show jumping. With the first rider riding internationally for Ireland, Richie Maloney and Roxy Newton.
iCandy winners of the championship previously in Major League Show Jumping. It was the third year of this team competition. Richie starts them off, and Team Curry is sixth rather in the championship overall. They won in Vancouver, had a really good start on the first stations, just not quite together after that. Well, their best appearances after that was second in Oslo. Rich Maloney, who was on that team with Roxy Music, second there, but iCandy needs some big points in these final two stages. Rich Maloney taking up with Canadian Olympian Amy Miller, and the captain of the team, Paulo Shervine, will go last. Rich Maloney flies out first for iCandy with Roxy Music.
Final fence then for Richie Maloney. He's got plenty of time to get home. 75.
Well, certainly what a good foot forward there for Team iCandy, Richie Maloney and Roxy Music. 75.11 seconds, but more importantly,
iCandy, but crucially gets the clear. Nothing to add for him, and two very strong riders still to come. Now, at this point of the season, last year, it was a battle between iCandy and Team Helios. iCandy, of course, the season champions in 2021, finished second last year. They sit in 6th place in the season standings. It's not a place that they're used to being in. Really not something that we've come to expect from this team, but it has been a tricky season, and some other teams have just proved very strong with some real injections of some top names. iCandy, though, still have some of those fantastic names as well. Amy Miller most certainly is one of them. Ranked 73rd in the world at the moment. Tonight she represents Team iCandy, but what an impressive record this lady has, riding for Canada. Multiple championship rider. Cristiano is the ride. A lot of clears for Team iCandy this year so far. Quite as successful as she was in 2022. She was the rider who won the gold medal jump off in Vancouver, beating the Crusaders into 2nd place. Fantastic performance there. She's also been a firm fixture over the years in the Major League Grand Prix. Last year particularly, she was in the top 10 in 4 of the Grand Prix, including here in Thermal. She placed 4th and 8th in the 5-star Grand Prix here last year. Those came, though, with Truman. Truman, of course, This being her World Championship ride. Ah! Fence goes down for Amy Miller. It's 4 for Eye Candy. 72.99 is the time on the clock. 1 fence down for Amy Miller.
Yes, so Team Eye Candy on the pole, but still ahead of the Crusaders with their 8th and their 2nd rider. So Eye Candy will soon go.
So she's keeping them ahead of Eye Candy at the moment, but Paul O'Shea does not have a huge amount of wiggle room here. Squirt Gun is his ride. Squirt Gun, of course, a horse owned by Eye Candy jumpers as well, and this has been quite the partner for Paul. This year he's cleared just under half of the time for the team with Squirt Gun. Clear at Traverse City and double clear at the second trip to Traverse City as well. That, of course, is a venue where we ride on the sand ring, so arguably you could say that Squirt Gun this year is, at least, has really suited the sand. Very bold down to the Major League double here. Pays off for him. He's so experienced in the team competition. Seen him win medal jump-offs as well in Monterey to clinch the win last year. Quite go their way in Monterey this time around. Again, it was on sand. And it was at night as well, so arguably this could be the sort of setting you would say suits this combination. 1 fence left for Paul O'Shea. He is quick as well. Oof, 73.75. We have quite similar times actually for 3 riders of Team Eye Candy. Crucially though, just 1 pole dropped across those 3 riders. 4 is the total. Team Eye Candy stay ahead of the Crusaders. Something to bear in mind as well, that in terms of the points that these teams have, only 9 points separates places 2 through to 6, and Team Eye Candy are in 6th place. So that means that a good result for, say, the 5th or 6th place teams, 5th and 6th being Spyco Spies and Eye Candy, could see them climb the ranks very quickly. More of a gap up to the Trailblazers, but in that middle bank it's really tightly packed. Onwards then to Team Helios. They sit in 3rd in the season standings. Of course, they were last year's season champions, and they've valiantly battled on in their quest for top placings this year. But it's been a bit of a mixed bag of luck for them. They've been in the top 4 3 times, been on the podium 3 times, yet to have a win. If you were familiar with the Major League season in 2022, that may come as a surprise to you for Team Helios, because they had an incredible season last year. 6 wins in 2022. That saw them peak at the final. Brilliant showdown against Eye Candy to take the season title. Best results this season have been at Traverse City and Toronto, both of those being a 2nd place finish. 3rd place in Ottawa, and then we're looking at results out of the top 4. Tricky season. Roberto Turan Tafour comes in 1st for Team Helios. Once again, he has got a foot to the floor here. We're certainly looking at some quick rounds. Riders seem to have in their minds that the time is going to be of the essence tonight. DSP Callas is the ride for Roberto. 50% clear for the team so far this year, but with Callas, 75% of the time clear. He rode this horse in Toronto and in Ottawa. just dropped one pole across 4 rounds. $71.87. It is quick for Team Helios, and Roberto Turan becomes the 3rd of the first riders out for the teams to clinch a clear. Interestingly, Callie Schott, Richie Maloney, now Roberto Turan, all of the first riders have gone clear. Setting the tone, hopefully, for the rest of the team. 2 riders still to go for Team Helios. Mark Blumen is going to be next in. Lotje van der Windhovel is his ride. He's a rider that's often known for speed. 50% clear this year so far. There's some interesting choices on the team. Got the likes of Erin Ballard here as well, who's got some very strong performances. She's not on the squad tonight. Perhaps they are saving her for the final next week. Oh my goodness, that's not what Team Helios would want. That's not what Mark Blumen would have wanted. It's 8, and the time could be costly as well. Remember, time allowed 79 seconds. Fence comes down then for Mark Blumen. Oh, and this could just be heartbreaking for Team Helios. We're on 12 already at the bottom of the pile out of the 3 that have the 3 teams so far. This is unusual. This has been a very consistent ride for Mark. Jump clear in Monterey, just had 1 down in Greenwich. This is just not going his way. You can see he's really trying to use every part of his body to ride really strongly and give the horse some confidence around here. Oof, to include some time penalties, it's 25. There's the refusal. And takes the fence down at the second time of asking. A round filled with drama then for Mark Blumen. You can see the disappointment on his face. 25 is the score for him. And still, rider to go for Team Helios. This is going to be very tricky for them now. Ashley Bond, the spearhead, if you like, of Team Helios. She is their manager as well. She's riding Garfield here tonight. 42nd in the world rankings. Again, a bit hesitant at that upright on the far side of the arena. 60% clear this year. Clear in Monterey with Garfield. Sadly, they didn't make the cut, so they finished in 5th place last time out. But a strong clear from her. Also jumped clear in round 1 with Garfield in Toronto. Good through the double. 1 fence left. Ashley Bond is quick. Very quick here. Coming down up to about 70 seconds here. Over the final fence. 70.44 is the time on the clock. Nothing to add for Ashley. It's 25 though for Team Helios. And you feel for Mark Blumen. It's a very difficult position to be in when you know there's no drop score. And you know that you're your score will have quite an enormous impact on the team. That's tough, very tough indeed. So we have Eye Candy leading the way still. Spyco Spies will come into the ring next. They sit in 5th in our season standings. They come here fresh from their best performance of the year so far. That came in Monterey, where they finished 2nd. It was their first podium finish. Last season we saw them finish on the podium 5 times, all of those 2nd place finishes. Just the one podium this year so far. 2 4th places as well, one coming in Toronto and one in Greenwich. A couple of 5ths and a 7th place. So again, a little bit of a mixed bag for the team thus far. 5th is an interesting position to be in. We could see the Spyco Spies climb up the standings should they be able to get a good result here. They sit on 63 points. They're just 2 points behind Team KPF and just 7 behind the Roadrunners. That's how tight it is. Cassio Rivetti is the first rider into the ring, and he makes his debut for the Spyco Spies. It's a bold choice for the team to pull out a new rider, a little bit of an unknown quantity for the Spyco Spies. Cassio Rivetti, though, with Chagall de Toscane. Great performer. Looks to his next fence. Not the fastest round. Still keeps up the regular rhythm though. We have a rattle there. And yeah, 11A is down. 1 down for Cassio Rivetti in his first appearance for the Spy Coast Spies. Just the 4 to add. Now, should they be able to keep on a team score of 4, they'd match Team Eye Candy. Lacey Gilbertson is the next rider into the ring for the Spies. She rides Damsel Saint-Emel. Just takes a look around the arena, weighs up her options, checks the lines, checks the approach that she wants to take. She'll be making no mistake here. Lacey Gilbertson, of course, trains with Shane Sweetnam. Shane, who is quite the spearhead, if you like, of the Spyco Spies. Damsel Saint-Emel is a sensational partner for Lacey. Had some great results in some really top competitions in their career together. In terms of the Major League team season, it's not really been going Lacey's way this year, unfortunately. This combination had a couple of fences down in Vancouver, which was really uncharacteristic. Tricky round as well in Traverse City. She took a little bit of time away from the team. Brought forward Carlin van de Vennehoff in Ottawa. But she was instrumental to a lot of those top placings for the team in 2022. Yeah, just gets deep at the Aston Martin uprights. Doesn't feel she's got the right approach to the Major League double. Oh, Lacey Gilbertson. It's a really tough season for her here. It's just not been going her way. We have 8 on the board, of 4 for the refusal as well. These young ladies developed a great string of horses at the top level. Just not their season here. Safely over the last, we will have some time to add. It's going to be 13 in total for Lacey Gilbertson, 8 for jumping and 5 for time. Once again, it tells you how quickly this competition can change. 2 riders have gone. It's a total of 17 for the Spy Coast Spies. 2 of the stars of the 2022 season struggling here tonight. Derek Herons prepares his moment in the spotlight. Dara was new to the team for this season. He has only jumped clear for the Spy Coast Spies. Great person to have in this anchor position. Made his debut at Traverse City back in September and jumped a clear round with this very ride, Lucino. Also rode Lucino in Greenwich, and they jumped clear in round 1. Tricky competition there with a rainy set of conditions. So we just had 1 jump off, and that was ridden by Shane Sweetnam in Greenwich. So Darren Cairns to clear in his round. Penultimate leg of the season, and it's looking like we could have a further shake-up in the standings now. This would have been a great opportunity for the likes of Team Helios to climb the ranks and start to challenge the upper sections of the standings, but not going their way. This series is quite filled with drama, certainly is this season. Derek Herons, though, is sailing through the final double combination and is moving very swiftly on to the final fence. Not the fastest of rounds we've had, 75.82. Nothing to add, though, so gives the Spy Coast Spies their only clear of this competition so far. Keeps them on a score of 17. Derek Herons continues his fantastic record, actually, for the team. Maintains a 100% clear round rate. The Roadrunners are next up, the Desert International Horse Park being their home. Could the home advantage give them the edge? Is the question. First rider in for them, McLean Ward, is absolutely a fantastic stalwart to kick things off for them. They won in Ottawa. They won in Greenwich. Kathleen Driscoll clinching the win for them there. They placed 3rd at Traverse City, 4th in Vancouver. Gives you 4 times in the top 4, 3 podiums and 2 wins for the Roadrunners. They sit in 2nd place. Their tally is 70 points. They are 39 points adrift of the Trailblazers, but it's not all over. We get normal points here. That means 20 for a win, but it's double points next week at the final. So that tells you that should the Roadrunners win legs 9 and 10, they would be in an extremely strong position indeed. But let's tackle today's questions first. McLean Ward with First Lady, 6th in the world rankings at the moment. He's only dropped 1 pole all season for the Roadrunners. and all of his appearances have come with First Lady. Double clear in Ottawa, double clear in Traverse City, 1 pole down in Greenwich. It's a very fast combination as well. In Traverse City, their jump-off round was the fastest of all riders in rounds 2 and 3. Shows you how quick they can be, and they're certainly quick through here. We're only at 65 seconds and we're coming to the last already. Cheers are going up around the arena. McLean Ward comes home under 70 seconds and with a clean sheet to boot. Another clear. Our 8th of the competition so far. Checks the board. Knows he's pulled it out of the bag here. If they could keep a clean sheet, they would definitely stay above the cut line. Kathleen Driscoll comes next with Flotilla. What a year this lady's had. Incredible performances up in Traverse City over the summer months to be their leading rider. She sits in 61st in the world rankings at the moment. She made her debut for the Roadrunners in Greenwich, and what a debut performance it was. Jumped to double clear, and she was the fastest in that unusual 4-way jump off to clinch the win. Just dropped 1 pole in Monterey, where the team finished in 7th place. Kathleen shows her speed. Just a little careful through the double. Oh, she's very swiftly round this course. Swings out to the Desert International Horse Park, Oxa. We're working on the 4 now, though. Time's good. Good to the last as well. Yep, we had a 4 tick up there, but Seopole full, so we do have another clear. This time it's for Kathleen Driscoll. 2 clears in a row for the Roadrunners. They were a team to keep your eye on in this competition. It's the first time tonight that we've had 2 clears in a row. And Amanda Derbyshire knows that if she can keep that up, then she would see her team remain above the cut line. They could potentially have their 5th top 4 finish of the season. And Derbyshire just ensures that everything is in order before she sets out around this course. Otto BH is her ride. New to the team for this year. Just dropped 1 pole in Ottawa. But she helped the team to that win up in Canada. She waits a little later to straighten for that fence. She's taking some very efficient lines, takes an angle at the brown advisory fence. Amanda Derbyshire, her teammates are holding their breath. She's not a million miles away from the time allowed, but she does get there. It's another clear. We have our first triple clear, our first team to finish on a clean sheet. It's a great day on home turf already for the Roadrunners. Nothing to add for the team. Nothing to add at all, and so they take the lead in our standings tonight. Helios drop below the cut line. Roadrunners lead the way. They will go through to our second round. Here we go then. This is the team that so many people have their eyes on, the Trelawney Trailblazers. They are your leading team of the season so far. They are the only team to have finished in the top 4 in every single performance this year so far. Their worst performance was a 4th place finish. It's the only time they haven't been on the podium. That was in Ottawa. They've won in Monterey. They've won in Toronto. They've won in Traverse City, 3 wins. 6 podium finishes. 3rd in Vancouver. 2nd in Traverse City. 2nd visit. 3rd in Greenwich. And this man has been instrumental to that success. He's ranked 20th in the world, but he's been in the world's top 20 for some time, in the world's top 10 for a long time as well. It is, of course, Connor Swale. He's jumped 13 rounds for the team this year. 12 were clear. And in the 13th round, he just dropped 1 pole. That is an outstanding record. It's more consistent than any other rider on any team. Theo is his ride. He rode Theo in Vancouver, team 3rd. But that's their only appearance together. Other than that, he's been riding Castorano in a lot of his appearances. Vital Chance, Delaroque, Vinny was the ride in Ottawa. Gamble was the ride in Monterey. Now Theo is the horse to try to keep up that amazing record for Connor Swale. Oh, he's very quick as well. Just a master in action. Eases off the pace, but keeps the turn tight, very tight. One fence left. Connor Swale is up on the clock. Yeah, sub 70 seconds. Connor Swale 69.44. Just look at that. Nothing to add. Gets the clear. Of course he does. 13 out of 14 rounds jumped to clear now. Just amazing. Rider. So relaxed. Job is done for round 1. Great camaraderie between a lot of these team riders, and certainly it's something that we see in the Trailblazers. They're competitive. Together as a great team. The second rider for the night is Dara Kenny with the Irish theme. Follows Connor Swale, and he's going to ride Chic Chic tonight. once again, he joined the team for the second half of the season. That's what he did last year as well. This is only the third time he's ridden Chic Chic for the team this year. Dropped a double clear at Traverse City and clear in Greenwich. Just dropped 2 poles across 7 rounds for the year so far. Gives him a 71% clear round rate as a rider. 100% clear with Chic Chic though this year. They were the winners of the 5-star Grand Prix qualifier, Traverse City as well. They've said that they would like to get the job done tonight. If the Trailblazers win tonight, that is game over for the other teams. They'll have clinched the win for the final. A fraction steadier than Connorsville. Under 5 seconds slower, but no matter, it is clear for Dara Kenny of the Trailblazers with Chic Chic. 2 clears now. 1 for Connor Swale, 1 for Dara Kenny. Lily Keenan for the USA. Now for the Trailblazers is the final rider to head into the ring for the team. If she can keep them clear, she'll guarantee a place in the top 4. A pole down could also get them into the top 4. Still have to be holding our breath for the final 2 teams. This evening, Lily has selected Agana Van Het Gerendel Z, horse that she's ridden for 3 earlier appearances for the team. Got the team to a 3rd place in Vancouver, a win earlier on in the season, and just dropped 1 pole in Ottawa as well for a 4th. Lily Keenan then, and Agana Van Het Gerendel Z. We need a clear, ideally. Trailblazers want to get this done. Pole down from the double for Lily Keenan. Trailblazers will not be at the top of the tree following round 1. Oof. They have a great fighting spirit, the team. Careful to the last, needs to watch the time. 77.37, 1 fence for Lily Keenan. It's going to give the Trailblazers 4. They will, however, be faster, by less than 2 seconds, than Team Eye Candy. They slot into 2nd place. They're still safe, even if the Northern Lights and Team KPF go clear. They will be in the top 4. Northern Lights are the penultimate team to tackle this. It's not too many clears. Mixed bag of fortune for the teams thus far. Certainly been a mixed bag for this team in this season is the turn of the Northern Lights. They had a fairly strong start, finished third in Traverse City and in Toronto, and things have just not quite gone their way since then. Sadly, 8th in the second trip to Traverse City, and other than that, they have finished in 6th place every time. 6th place 4 times this season. They're twice in the top 4. 2 podiums, no wins yet for this team with a Canadian flavour. 3 Canadian riders tonight. Sean Jobin is up first with Coquelicot, Van Het Hoveand Z. 60% of the time clear for the team this year. Just picked up a time penalty with Coquelicot in Greenwich. It was his first appearance with this horse for the team. He rode Darius in Traverse City and in Toronto. He was a vital part of this team in 2022. 9 legs this season than any other rider. We're working on the 4 now. Once again, the A elements of the double combination with the palm trees through the middle of the ring causing problems. That's the same fence that went down for Lily Keenan. Lovely athletic jumping through the double. 1 fence left. Sean Jobin's good for time. Very nicely done. 74.12 for Sean. It's 4 though for the Northern Lights. Oof. It's a good round. Okay, let's take a look at the fence down here. There you see just the toes of the back legs clip that to double. It's catching out plenty of riders.
The second round for Northern Lights, Caravan and Igor GPH.
Chandler consistent performer up in Canada this season and so well covered with Igor GPH. World Championship rider as well for the Canadians. And the pressures on for Felix
Carl Chad is next up. Igor GPH is her ride. Just had a pole down in Greenwich where she made her debut for the team, and she jumped clear in Monterey. This is only her 3rd appearance. Right. Just to put their performances into context for you. Sadly, they sit in 8th place in the season standings. They sit on 50 points. So we know that it's not going to be a top finish for the team in season standings, but this of course is a competition in its own right. It's not only about the season standings, it's not only about the championship, it is about each leg as well. Desert International Horse Park, Oxa has come down a couple of times now as well. You can see the pole fall into the water tray. 2 down for Cara. It's a team score of 12 now. Clears the last, but it's 8 for Carl Chad and Igor GPH. It's 12 for the Northern Lights. And sadly, with a rider still to come, it's home time for the Northern Lights. The Bracalta up right there. She just got a bit underneath that fence, just couldn't get the height to clear it. So Tiffany Foster is the final rider into the ring, and you can see there's some mixed emotions going on here for Tiffany, still keen to give a strong performance for the team, but with 12 on the board already, her team sits in 5th place. They will not go through to round 2. So far, those in the top 4 is the Trailblazers, Eye Candy and the Crusaders. Knights will not be joining them. But Tiffany Foster then with Battle Cry. She is a brilliant addition to the team. It's the first time she's ridden Battle Cry in the team competition. Ridden Greenwich with Electric. A couple of poles down there. It's only her second appearance for the team. It's a little bit to the right over the Aston Martin fence. Get some tight turns here. She's keeping the pace up. Good to the last for Tiffany Foster. But with that pole down, she'll pick up the 4. And it gives a team score of 16 for the Northern Lights. All over for them, because they now sit in 5th place. Another shock for Helios there at the bottom of the pile. Igo Spies in 6th, the Lights in 5th. This is the last team to come into the ring. The best team in our golf challenge that was set early on in the week. They managed to give themselves the best position tonight, the last to go. Team KPF then. Last team in. Mexico, America and Brazil. Carlos Hank Guerrero comes in first. H5 Chaco San is his ride. Yeah. Brought in 2 new riders following the mid-season transfer window. And the second half of the season, it's been quite the turnaround for them. First part of the double comes down again, this time for Team KPF. First half of the season saw this team finish 7th, 6th, 7th and 7th. That was legs 1 to 4. Then we saw a fantastic win in Traverse City. Madison Robitaille clinching the win for them. Yeah, the gold medal jump off. Second in Greenwich and third in Monterey. So they've been getting stronger and stronger, and that has meant that Team KPF have climbed up into 4th in the season standings. They sit on 65 points. They're just 5 behind. Forno is the score for Carlos Guerrero. 70.23 is good for time as well. Hold down. 2 riders to go. Now, if his teammates can keep the time down, Alison Robitaille has all the capability to go quickly. If they keep the time down, and then they could have a fence. However, Crusaders certainly weren't hanging around. Very fast time from Charlotte Jacobs, keeping their team time down. Alison Robitaille just weighs up this course, just weighs up this arena. Esther de Maugret is the ride. She was new to the team for this season. Ah, what a pity. Oh dear. Not the start that Alison Robitaille would have liked. Been clear about 2/3 of the time. Esther de Maugret looking quite hot in the arena. There's a lot to take in. The lights, oh, the lights make things even more dramatic. Just change the atmosphere, changes the way that the horses are reading the fences. We have 2 down. It's 12 for KPF. And sadly, with that fence down, it's all over. Not the easiest of rides for Alison Robitaille, and we're very close to the time allowed. That's our slowest round so far, 78.56. Wasted time with that tricky jump at fence 1. But with 2 down, gives a team total of 12, and Team KPF sit in 5th at the moment. It is not going to be possible for them to make the cut line. They won't be in the top 4. We have our top 4 set. And there's some big names in that top 4. Team KPF, though, have their final rider into the ring. Eduardo Pereira de Menezes. Calypso de Matisse. He made his debut in Monterey and jumped clear in round 1. Just had a pole down in round 2. Again, we've got some pace up here. But unfortunately, in terms of the team result, this is somewhat academic. The first part of that double in the middle of the arena has gone once again. That's been a bit of a bogey fence latterly. One down for Eduardo Pereira de Menezes. The time is excellent, but it's a team score of 16. They are the fastest team of that competition, of the first round, the fastest. And so that means that Team KPF will finish in 5th place. The Northern Lights will finish in 6th. Spyco Spies will finish in 7th, and last year's season champions Helios will finish in 8th place. But we have 2 riders coming back per team for round 2. We have 1 rider coming back per team in round 3. As you can see, the ring is just getting prepared. Well, what a competition we have had so far. I'm going to pass over to Stephen Wild to take us through some of the results from round 1.
Yes, certainly am, and it has been a very tight competition in round 1. As you say, those teams that are up there, let's remind you of those. Roadrunners and Trelawney Trailblazers are the key here. I mentioned that a little bit earlier on as well. There is a big gap between those two in the championship. Trailblazers up there at number 1, Roadrunners at number 2. Roadrunners need to close up that gap this week to avoid the Trailblazers literally blazing a trail to even get to the championship win tonight. They could do that, you never know, but that's looking unlikely now with the Roadrunners through to round 2. They are keeping the pressure on to the Trailblazers all the way. The Roadrunners, the home team here for the Desert Horse Park, are very much in the game, and they've been on the rise over the last few runnings as well. And they're the Eye Candy team. Now, the team from Eye Candy have been previous champions of the league as well. They've been having a difficult season. They won in Vancouver at the opening leg, and now they're going to put the 2 Irishmen into round 2. And then for the Crusaders, good one for them. They're 7th in the championship at the moment. They need the points, and would they just creep in to the next round? Now, the next round will explain to you how it goes in just a few minutes' time. The thing to remember here is they go back to 0. The big point here was getting into round 2. We're going to find out from some of our riders what they think of how the competition fared today.
Callie, fantastic round. You must be thrilled.
Thank you. He was amazing.
You knew he had it in his arsenal, but what was it like out there tonight?
He felt fresh and good and jumped great, and we're kind of using this a little bit also to get ready for the class tomorrow. So he feels confident, and I'm really happy.
Richie, lovely round. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, no, my horse jumped great. I kind of went as fast as I could without taking any chances, so hopefully the 4 falls will get us through. It's a big enough course. So.
I was going to ask you about that course. Tell me where you think the problems could lie.
Just that double towards the end. If you're going quick, it's careful. It's hard to jump. It's a little bit short. So some people are having A, some people are having B.
So with predicting then, is 4 faults probably enough to get through? Do you think?
I hope so.
Roberto, the positives first. It was a lovely round and a quick round from yourself.
Yes, Callas is a great mare. It's a little green, and I keep giving her a little mileage, and I want to do the Grand Prix with her next week. Then I'm very happy with her run.
Sadly, now the negatives. It was a bit of a tough day for the team.
Yes, unfortunately, Marky didn't have the best start, and these couple of last weeks we needed a strong result, and that's what a team event is all about.
We appreciate you talking to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kathleen, huge performance from yourself and the team. You must be thrilled.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. This is our home turf a little bit here at the Desert Horse Park. We had a great team coming in, but obviously we want to deliver, and I was just thrilled with my own performance as well as the team that we were able to have the 3 clear rounds, securing us that spot in the next round.
McLean, huge round for the team and all 3 riders.
Very proud of the team, very proud of First Lady. It's always nice to put a great score on the board. I think it takes a little pressure off, and these ladies are great behind me, and hopefully we'll keep it going through the rest of the competition.
And we heard you before the competition saying, you've had 2 different ways of doing it. Best riders second, best riders last. Any teasers on what we're going to see tonight?
Well, I think we're going to send our best 2 riders in the next round, Amanda and Catherine, and leave. Hopefully they put me in a nice position where I can go for a slow, clear round.
We look forward to seeing it. Thank you so much.
Premier Equestrian is the leading provider of arena footing products in North America, featuring a full line of footing products to fit any budget. From home arenas to prestigious events, like Major League show jumping, Premier Equestrian is the company to rely on.
Horse owners, trainers, and facility managers know the importance of good footing. It supports the safety and conditioning of their equine athletes. Premier Equestrian understands this too. Call us at 800-611-6109 or look us up at premierequestrian.com.
109 years of human life and 2 hands screaming, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, now. Retinas racing out of their sockets, scouting for the millimetre of tarmac between euphoria and the grass. 120 decibels booming in your bone marrow. Take a deep breath in.
Some serious speed there from the Aston Martins, and they're going to need some of that here tonight, and of course tomorrow night as well. Saturday night here at the Desert Horse Park is going to be a very special one because it is the biggest prize money in the US this year for an international jumping Grand Prix. It is the $1 million Coachella Cup presented by Brand Advisory, and it is going to be right here tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We start the build up to that. 6 o'clock with the time here on the Pacific Coast. Of course, it is 3 hours on from that, at 9 over if you're heading in New York direction and down the East Coast. And of course, hopefully you're watching all around the world as well. It's going to be one of the strongest fields of the season you're going to see this year on US soil as well. And not, of course, just with the American riders, but all across the Americas and across to a number coming off from Europe as well. The likes of Gregory Wathley, Cian O'Connor, a group of the Irish. They're going to be vying for that big money tomorrow as well. It is going to be no holds barred tomorrow night, as also it'll be the conclusion of the individual championship for Major League as well. 3 big contenders in there, and we got some rider reactions on what it's like to go for tomorrow's big one.
I think this year this is the most exciting tour stop with $1 million Grand Prix.
It is extremely rare to be able to jump for $1 million.
When there's a lot on the line.
And some of the best riders in the world.
You want to bring your best horse and you want to bring your A game. So to end the year with this highlight, I really hope it's a sweet ending for me.
It will be difficult to win because there's many people that are capable of winning.
I think when the riders that you're watching and you're going up against are the best, it only makes you better.
I brought a competitive horse and looking for a great day on Saturday.
We worked the entire year to try to win these Grand Prix.
I think it's a combination of good planning and luck.
Those are the big contenders for the individual title, but it is a long list of big contenders tomorrow night for that Coachella Cup. So make sure you join us for that, whether it's on the stream or whether it's live here in the stadium. Is going to be stacked out for that. Looking forward. Tonight, we go on to the second round of the team competition, and it is looking very spicy indeed, especially with the Trelawney Trailblazers and the Roadrunners in the mix. Let's take a look at the course as it is for round 2. Now, this is what's called Table C, so slightly different. Instead of faults when they have a fence down, it's 3 seconds added to their time. Over a shortened course, they start over fence 8 this time, starting over the Brand Advisory fence over in the centre. From there, it is to fence 5, the Cabana Coast fence, and then a swift turn back to fence 6, the Aston Martin rails are the next on course. From there, at 6, it is up to 7A and B. So straight up that line, the 5 strides as it was before, 7A and B onto a 1-stride double. And then chasing down the arena, got a big sweep then to the Oakland Stables vertical at fence 3. Fence 4A, what was a double across the centre of the arena at the palm trees, comes up at the next, and then turning back to what was fence 1, that triple bar now at Oxa at fence 14 now, and Foley up to fence 12 after that, as it was the Premier Equestrian fence as the last in the first round. So that's what it looks like. And what about the runners and riders into round 2? How does this work? Like I said, it is about speed. Now in this round, 2 riders come through. The third rider on the team is left for the third and final round. How does it work in round 2? Well, 4 teams are through. They're back to 0 scores. 2 riders will go for each of the teams. I'm going to use the Crusaders as an example. So Crusaders are sending out Nicholas Pizarro and Charlotte Jacobs. They will both set a time. That time will be added together, and that is the time for the team. Now, the key in this round is, again, looking for qualifying, because the top 2 teams in this round will go on to the third round and compete for gold and silver. If you are 3rd and 4th in this second round, the best you can do is go for bronze. So it's all about strategy and getting yourself in the right position here. You want as fast around as you can, and the difference is here, if you have a fence down with seconds added, you could still make that time up. So unlike the first round of competition where you have a fence down, you think, oh, that's it, done and dusted, there's still a chance you could put a very fast time on the table. So this one is about really chasing racing it on here right through the gears. Full octane run here for this next round of round 2, and we're almost set to go. Runners and riders getting ready. Top 4 teams coming go in reverse order. Crusaders, Eye Candy is Trelawney Trailblazers, and the home team of the Roadrunners go in pole position.
Ring first. They'll be followed by Team Eye Candy. The Trailblazers will be next in, the season leaders, and then the home team, the Roadrunners, will be the final team into the ring in tonight's second round. Night has fallen in California. The lights are on the arena. There's a lot to look at for the horses and riders, and certainly plenty to catch the eye of the spectators all the way around this arena as well. Incredible atmosphere, and what a setting. Here comes the first rider into round 2. It's going to be Nicholas Pizarro. He's going to be the first rider heading in for the Crusaders. They come through in 4th place from round 1. Nicholas Pizarro will be joined by Charlotte Jacobs. Crusaders have opted to save Callie Schott for the medal jump-off, whichever one they're able to get into, because remember, once again, they want to get above the cut line. They want to try to be in the matchup for gold. This is all about speed. One fence knocked down will see them have 3 seconds added to their time. Carefully, Nicholas Pizarro, he rattles the Cabana Coast fence. Good to the Aston Martin. Now comes to this Major League double. Slips through there. Chaco SM and has a big stride. He's got a great ground cover. But a fence is down. These uprights take a lot of careful jumping. 4A, that was the bogey fence in round 1. Now comes to what was fence 1 in round 1. One more fence to go for Nicholas Pizarro. Comes home in 49.69, and nothing to add for the Mexican. Great performance to kick things off for the Crusaders. 49.69. We may see some go quicker than that, but it's certainly a very good start. Used the ground cover of his horse, and he used all of his skill to take the efficient lines. Charlotte Jacobs is coming up next for the Crusaders with Rincula Milchon. That is ride with whom she's jumped only clears for the team this year. Just takes a moment. It's such a strategic decision for the teams as to whether they select their fastest rider in the second round in an attempt to get into the gold medal matchup, or if they save their fastest for that third round. A lot to think about. Some serious strategy at play. Charlotte Jacobs then for the Crusaders. Oh, it's a great turn back to the Aston Martin fence. Turns in the air away from the double. This is quick. Stretch over fence 14. New fence on course. Gets there for the final fence, 45.79. Of course, Nicolas Pizarro had the 3 seconds included with his fence down over at that navy and white upright. And so that's what gave him his time of 49.69. 1 down, 3 seconds to include for him, but nothing to include for Charlotte Jacobs. The team total for the Crusaders is 95.48. We'll turn to Team Eye Candy now. They've selected Richie Maloney and Paul O'Shea for round 2, and Richie Maloney will take to the stage first. Roxy Music is the ride. Now, we're looking at an average time of below 47 seconds in order to go ahead of the Crusaders, and that's where these poles down start to make all the difference. 3 seconds to add can be costly. Candy looking to regain some ground in the season standings. Oh, Richie Maloney's going for it. Look at the way he just opens up Roxy Music. Oof. Tight to the Oakland fence. Big bold shot there. And that's taken a lot of careful jumping in round 1. We steady a little bit. Oof. He's so quickly away from these fences. Premier Equestrian Oxford to finish. Oh, great job. Richie Maloney, nothing to add. 44.53 is going to be the time. It's the fastest we've had so far. 44.53. That is quite some performance. Doing everything he can to get Team Eye Candy to the lead. Now, in order to keep them ahead of the Crusaders, Paul O'Shea simply needs to be faster needs to be ideally faster than 50 seconds. We haven't seen anyone even get to 50 seconds yet. So a fast rider like Paul O'Shea may well be able to make light work of that time. Squirt Gun, his very reliable partner, and a horse with whom he's won a gold medal matchup in the past. That was last year back in Monterey. Second rider. Oh my goodness me. For Team Eye Candy, and there you just see the time tick up to include that pole. Oh, that's such a shame for Paul. But it's not all over. If he can keep the pace up, he still could get there on the clock. He could still keep them ahead of the Crusaders. He knows what he needs to do. Going carefully now. You can see the determination on Paul's face. 1 fence left for Paul O'Shea. Needs to be sub 50, ideally. Oh, it's close. It's very close. Oh, 50.19. So that's still going to keep them ahead. 94.72. He includes the 3 seconds, but he's quick enough to keep them ahead of the Crusaders. Paul O'Shea, his time, just to remind you there, is 50.19. Gives
Eye Candy a combined time of 94.72. Oof, and they lead the way. Let's turn to the Trailblazers. You can barely catch your breath in tonight's competition. It is just action-packed. And these rounds are getting faster and faster. Dara Kenny, first in for the Trailblazers. They're going to be followed by Connor Swale. Dara rides Chic Chic tonight, of course. The time for the two riders to beat is 94.72. We need an average time of ideally 47 seconds or less. Double riding well in round 2. Now he's picking up the pace. Now he's using that ground cover of this powerful horse. So quickly away there. Doesn't waste a second on landing. Again, he's away really quickly. Nothing to add so far. Oh, brilliantly done. Look at that time. 43.83 is the time on the clock for Dara Kenny. That's the fastest we've had so far. And it is clear. Crucially, no seconds added. The fastest time so far. Some quite deceptive sections in that round. Big pats for Chic Chic. Great job done. They leave it now down to their teammates. Just 2 riders remain for the Trailblazers as they bid to win and clinch the championship tonight. Connor Swale will be next up for the Trailblazers. And so we're just waiting for Connor to head into the ring, with Theo 160s just going to be making sure that the preparations are perfect for this extremely important competition. Arena Party, they're just making sure that everything's in order, keeping things moving down on the ground. Here he comes. Man of the moment, Connor Swale with Theo. His teammate has managed a time of 43.83. In order to beat Eye Candy into second, we need a time faster than 50.89. So let's say 50 seconds or faster. That will get the Trailblazers into the lead. And that's what they want. We heard from Connor Swale earlier. They really want to win this season, and they want to do it tonight. Sets off at a pace. Just keeps moving. Ugh, it's so smooth to watch. Oh, this is quick. Oh, it's very quick indeed. Oof. Just eases off for 4A. Yeah, gets there. So quickly away. Oof. Oof, saw a long one there. Certainly not a problem for him, though. Oh, what a horse. What a rider. 42.78. That's now our fastest round so far. Just blows the other teams out of the water. This is why the Trailblazers have been so successful. Their time for round 2 is 86.61. 2 clear rounds. 1 from Dara Kenny, 1 from Connor Swale. The Trailblazers take the lead. They will go for gold. But will they match up against Eye Candy or the Roadrunners? Driscoll is going to be the first rider to try to answer that question. Now, we're looking for an average time across the two riders of 43.3 seconds. Doable for the Trailblazers, but is it doable for the Roadrunners? Could have a battle on our hands here. Oh, what a competition! Kathleen Driscoll then with Flotilla. This is the horse with whom she clinched the Roadrunners the win in Greenwich. Only rider for the team to go into the jump off. Just settles Flotilla. Kathleen is a very fast rider. The strategy seems to have been to go for the quick riders to get them into the gold medal matchup. That's been the strategy for the Trailblazers, and is that what Roadrunners are going for as well? She's going for it. Oh my goodness me! Oh, she can trust this horse so well. Just picks up for her, and she's so quick. She's so careful. Kathleen Driscoll is coming home blisteringly fast. Oh my goodness, look at that time! 41.13. Kathleen Driscoll. Gosh, this lady has been a sensational addition to the Roadrunners. What a difference she's made. The crowd are cheering and clapping away with her. Oh my goodness, what a star. 41.13 for Kathleen Driscoll of the Roadrunners, and we could see a battle here tonight between the top two teams in our season. That would be quite something. Amanda Derbyshire is going to be the last rider in round 2. Otto BH is her ride. She needs to be faster than 45.48 seconds. That's the time that she needs to have in her head. That would have them go ahead of the Trailblazers, but to be honest, we've got quite the wide margin to get ahead of Team Eye Candy at 53 seconds. Amanda's not going to leave it down to chance. Certainly not. Just eases off sensibly. Very careful there. Just getting close to that pole. One fence left for Amanda Derbyshire. This is looking good. Yeah, excellent round. Excellent round. Nothing to add for her either. 47.49 is her time. The Roadrunners, they're going into second place following round 2. Combined time is 88.62, and that sees them just pretty much exactly 2 seconds slower than the Trailblazers. But crucially, we have a top 2. We have a 3rd and 4th, and so Eye Candy and Crusaders will go up against each other for bronze. Trailblazers and the Roadrunners will go up against each other for gold. The leading team will go up against the second place team. And we'll just take a look here at some of the key moments from round 1. What a brilliant lineup we've had. There's the results then from round 2. Eye Candy versus Crusaders, and the Trailblazers and the Roadrunners. They are the matchups for round 3. Stephen Wild is going to take us through those matchups and what this means for the teams.
Yes, thank you very much, Devin. Yes, it is going to keep that duel alive between the Roadrunners and the Trelawney Trailblazers. That, I think, should just make enough points between those two that maybe the Trailblazers don't get the job done this week. They've got to go through to that final next week as well. So that's going to be really exciting for those two going for gold, with the Roadrunners sending out someone called McLean Ward as their individual rider, and up against, well, a pupil of his, Lily Keenan. That's going to be really interesting between those two. First up, though, of course, will be the battle for the bronze, and the teams in third and fourth. That's Eye Candy and the Crusaders. Callie Schott to go for the Crusaders, and Amy Miller to go for the Eye Candy team from that point of view as well. So those two teams will go again, same format, but just one rider for the team now. The one remaining rider that we didn't see into this second round. One rider goes, they set the time, and the other rider has to beat it. Simple as that. So we'll have 2 rounds going, with a team going at fourth and third, aiming for the bronze medal position, and then we'll know who is going to win the bronze. And then after that, we go on to the 2 teams going head-to-head, the Championship 1 and 2. They're keeping it well alive to the finish with the Roadrunners against the Trelawney Trailblazers. That's what's coming up. It doesn't get any closer than this in the final championship race. How will it fare going into next week's final as well? But the Roadrunners, the home team, are certainly coming out fighting.
For third place, for that spot on the podium. Then the Roadrunners come into the ring. Their selection is McLean Ward tonight. Then the Trailblazers round things out for us. What a way to finish this competition off. You can see the margin by which the Trailblazers led the way in round 2. 2 seconds faster than the Roadrunners. Bit of a gap then, down to Eye Candy and Crusaders. So well-matched pairs for round 3 for sure. Crusaders are the team that sit in 7th place in the standings. They're matched up against Eye Candy, who sit in 6th. And then the Roadrunners, of course, in 2nd. And the Trailblazers lead the way. They've led the way all season long. If they win tonight, they'll clinch the championship before we take you to the final. That would be quite something. Here we go then. The bronze medal jump off. It's Callie Schott versus Amy Miller. Callie Schott comes into the ring first with this former American Gold Cup winning horse and a 5-star Grand Prix winner for Callie herself, Garant. Great partnership. The worst the Crusaders can do is finish in 4th. The best is 3rd. Once again, a fence down would add 3 seconds. Callie Schott will have that in the back of her mind, but her primary goal will be to keep all of these fences up and keep the pace up. Just has a little hesitation there. She's over the fence. The Aston Martin, well, very fast to the double. She picked up the pace there. She's a bit more careful around the turns. Oh, we've got a fence down. 4A goes down for Callie. Sails the Premier Equestrian fence though, but it will be 3 to include in the time for Callie Schott, and that gives her 52.37. is not a bad score. It is by no means the fastest. It's the slowest of the jump-off rounds we've had so far. So that's the time that Amy Miller has to contend with as she aims to get Team Eye Candy onto the podium. If she can do so, that would be their third podium of the season. They're already going to have their fourth top four. Lovely for Team Eye Candy to pick up some good results after a mixed bag of a season. Amy Miller then. Always calm and collected, cool under pressure. Cristiano. 52.37 is her time to beat. Pace is up. I don't know that she'll race this. I'm sure she'll go quite quickly. But she knows that a sensible clear, fairly quick, will get the job done. She's won gold medal jump-offs twice for Team Eye Candy, Traverse City and in Vancouver. Well, she's going for bronze. You can see the pole rolling in the cups. One fence left for Amy Miller. She's looking to bring it home for Team Eye Candy. She gets there, plenty of time spare. Nothing to add for Amy, 47.95 on the clock for her. And so Eye Candy get their third podium finish of the season. It's going to be third for Team Eye Candy, clinched by Amy Miller. It will be fourth for the Crusaders, clinched by Callie Short. Great performances. Team Eye Candy continuing to battle strongly in this competition. They are not going to go down without a fight. Crucial points could see them climb the season standings. We'll bring you those season standings at the end of this competition, because at this stage that's crucial. It's absolutely vital as we head towards the final. Of course, the final taking place next week here once again under the lights in California. What an amazing setting for the final. Don't forget as well, we've got the individual final coming up for you tomorrow night in our $1 million Grand Prix. Eye Candy and Crusaders have decided their fates. Team Eye Candy will be coming into the ring in third place. They'll be awarded their podium finish in this very ring in just a few minutes' time. Whew, but we're going for gold now. We are going for gold, and McLean Ward is going for it for the home team, the Desert International Horse Park Roadrunners, with First Lady. He's got a perfect record with this horse in the team competitions. No poles dropped, but can he keep it up here? He knows that the Trailblazers will be going for it. He doesn't want to give up without a fight. He doesn't want to just hand the win in this season to the Trailblazers. Big jump over the first for McLean. Oh, win on home ground would be just great for this team. What a treat to watch such an icon of the sport. Wow, this is so quick. First Lady is on fire. So super quick. McLean driving forward. So fast around his turns. Big shot to the penultimate fence, and he pushes towards the last. The Premier Equestrian Oxer comes up quickly and is blown by McLean Ward. And First Lady, nothing to add, of course. But the time is key. The time is 40 40.41 seconds. That is the fastest jump-off round we've had so far. Well, the crowd are absolutely on their feet cheering for McLean Ward. This is some challenge that he's laid down for Lily Keenan. Wow, she has got a task ahead of her. It's her first medal jump-off for the team. Agana Van Hetgerendel Z is the ride. We'll be seeing many of these riders in tomorrow night's Grand Prix as they go for the big money individually. Lily Keenan comes up next. She comes forward for the Trailblazers. She's 29th in the world rankings. Just been so successful recently. The time she's got to beat is 40.41 seconds. This is a huge challenge. You can cut the tension in the air. Very different sort of horse. Bigger striding. Great ground cover. Got the foot speed as well. Oof. Bold there. Oh, she knows this horse so well. Good there. 40.41 is the time to beat. Oh, it's going to be tight. She's not going to get there. She won't get there. Lily Keenan, she doesn't add anything, but the time is 42.34. And that means that the Roadrunners clinch the win. McLean Ward gets the win for the home team here tonight. 40.41. It's the fastest of the jump-off rounds we had in this whole competition. What an amazing performance. It's a win then for the Roadrunners. It's second place for the Trailblazers. Whew, that could change things in the season standings. It could close the gap between the Trailblazers and the Roadrunners. We'll bring you the season standings in just a couple of moments' time. But we will be letting McLean Ward have his moment of glory, taking the win for the Roadrunners. Absolutely unbelievable. It's their third win of the season. The Trailblazers have had 3 wins this season. It's a 4th podium finish for the Roadrunners. This story just continues to play out. What a season, what a tale of sporting ups and downs for these teams. This is something seriously special, and it's not over yet. Double points coming up in the final next week, and McLean Ward and his Roadrunners have just pulled it out of the bag for an incredible performance on home ground here at the Desert International Course Park. There he is, taking his winner's lap of honour. That's the man who clinched the win. His round is going to be the stuff of legend. Just sensational. First Lady very much enjoying the attention in this lap of honour. What a horse and what a rider. Can't wait to hear from McLean Ward on this win. We'll be hearing from our runner-up rider as well as from our winning rider as well down on the ground. What an incredible set of performances and what an incredible season. What a turnaround for the Roadrunners. 2 8th places early on in the season. Now 3 wins. Absolutely sensational. Lily Keenan was the rider who went for gold for the Trailblazers. She did everything that she could, just couldn't quite match the pace of McLean Ward, but she did manage to clinch second place for the Trailblazers. She's down with Stephen on the ground now.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much. Yes, Lily Keenan. Lily, first of all, that was a terrific round from you.
Thank you. My horse was amazing. I am incredibly disappointed in myself, but my horse is awesome.
You were not disappointed. You did a great job. It's going to be a little bit unbearable, though, because Mr. McLean Ward just beat you.
Yeah, as he said when I came out of the ring, you still need lessons sometimes. I guess I picked the right person to be my coach, as someone that's beating me. So, but soon I'm going to be beating him.
Good thing is, Trailblazers some big points again here this week. Not quite the win, but big points, and you've got the final coming up next week. This has left you in a good position.
I think so. I mean, it would have been great if we won and then we didn't have to worry about it. I was kind of hoping for that. But I don't really know what the difference is now between the points, but I think we're all right.
We're going to get to that in a few minutes. So McLean Ward's just going to come straight in here. Let's bring you in, McLean. Let's go on to that side. Let's go that side. Go that side. McLean, you just said to Lily, lessons.
Well, I'm very proud of Lily being able to help her in her career. She's an incredible talent and is going to win a lot more than I did in my life in the end, but it's nice to still get her a few times and remind her I still got a couple things on her.
You still got some moves.
Still got a few moves.
For your point of view, First Lady, I mean, has just looked in phenomenal form today.
She really has. She's had a great season. I made an error in the jump off last night in the welcome, which was a shame. I felt bad about it. And she felt in great form tonight. And we were inspired because we were trying to play catch up with the team, and it's always great to go against someone I feel like I've mentored a little bit, but proud still to be able to beat her.
Absolutely. How do you feel about it, Lily?
I mean, I'm disappointed in myself, but, you know, it hurts to not win, but at least it's someone that I like to beat me.
Excellent. Well, Lily,
I knew not to make any eye contact on the way out to give her too much motivation.
Lily, we're going to let you escape and give him a quick kick in the ankle on the way past. McLean, we're going to take a look at your round as well up on the screen too with First Lady, so you can talk it through. Here we go.
First jump, I actually changed my mind, but she just was covering the ground so well, still was able to do the 7. The rollback here on the Aston Martin fence showed up great. I thought she made a great effort. She was right there for me in the 5. That double, the Major League double, always rides a bit heavy, a bit scopy. Then here, I let her rip. This was a difficult vertical. I thought the horses weren't jumping it well. She handled it perfectly. And then I chose for the long one. Almost thought to add, but picked her up there. She was flying. And now just trying to bring it home, stay on the pace, keep the pressure on. She's a little better horse on her right lead, so that played into my hand a bit. And yeah, I had a good feeling, but like I said, I wasn't going to give Lily too much motivation.
Well, lights out. Well done there, McLean. We're going to let you get ready for the presentation. Well done. Got the home team over the line here this week.
We're proud to represent the desert circuit here and all the great people behind them. It's a wonderful team to be part of, and everybody doing their part.
Great, well done. Let you go for presentation, and congratulations to McLean Ward and the team there, and well done to those. It's setting up for a really fascinating week next week for the team final, as I say. Remember to be with us tomorrow as well for that Coachella Cup. $1 million in the prize fund. Biggest money Grand Prix in the United States this year, and that is going to be one to savour with us tomorrow early evening there, 6 o'clock local time, the build up to that for that Grand Prix as well. But it's certainly been something to savour for today as well. We're going to take a look at the standings for the championship too, and how that has affected things from today's competition as well. Trailblazers were well in the lead. There were 39 points the lead, but remember, going to the final next week as well, it is double points too, so that gap might look a big one, but if things do go to plan or don't go to plan for some of the teams, it could make all the difference. So we'll see how that overall championship looks too in the run-up as well. So Trailblazers on 124, Roadrunners on 90, so difference is 34 points. I think just another 2 points that they'd have brought it home for the championship this week. There's a little bit more space yet, and I say double points next week with 24 as the make-up gap. But Trailblazers, it is going to be very good for the 40, I think, is the makeup gap there for those. So Roadrunners still have a chance to get there. Eye Candy 73, and then to Team KPF moving up into equal third place. Helios there into fifth on the 70. Spyco Spies, Crusaders, Northern Lights on the bottom on 56. They're not getting to the top of the table next week, but it is going to be every chance for some of those other teams as well. So presentation on its way for our team class. Like I say, final next week, 40 points points to the winning team. So that gap has been closed a little bit. But if Roadrunners stay close next week as well, and Trailblazers maybe have an off week, you never know. They haven't so far this season. The worst result they've had is 4th place. It is unlikely, but you never know. Make sure you join us for that here next Saturday as well. So coming up, our presentation to the top 3 teams here at the Desert Horse Park for the week 1 of team competition, stage 9 of the overall championship. Just one more to come here, and that'll be next week for the final. But Trailblazers stay at the top of the championship, but it's the home team, the Roadrunners, that bring it home for tonight's trophy.